Hi everyone. Today in this session we are going to discuss a few more problems on two-port network parameter. See again the question is find Z parameter for given circuit. The question is find Z parameter for given circuit. But compared to previous problem, the change in this circuit is, as we can see, a dependent source here. Okay, and at the same time, how many loops are there? This is the input port and this is the output port. Yes, we can see two more intermediate loops in this circuit. But Z parameter, the standard equation of Z parameter consists only two variables. The variables are I1 and I2. But in any two-port network, the current in the first loop is always I1 and the current in the output port, that is I2. So we need to express the intermediate loop currents by some other different variables. Okay, before that, say the given circuit, we always try to convert the given circuit into its simplest form, means T form of the network. In this circuit we can see a delta connection. See, 2 ohm and 1 ohm and 2 ohms are connected in the delta format. So just try to convert this delta network into star network. See how we can convert this delta into star. Let me draw the star pattern here. Okay, so we discussed how to obtain star equivalent for given delta connection. Say how to obtain this resistance, 2 into 1 divided by 2 plus 1 plus 2. Okay, similarly 2 into 2 divided by 2 plus 2 plus 1. Similarly, what is this resistance value? 1 into 2 divided by 1 plus 2 plus 2. We already discussed the formulas as well as the formulas problems also. Yes, first let me write this resistance value. 1 into 2 divided by 2 plus 1 plus 2. So you will get 0.4 ohm. Similarly, 2 into 2, 4 divided by 2 plus 1 plus 2, 4 by 5, 0.8. Similarly, 1 into 2, 2 divided by 5, yes, you will get 0.4 ohms. Is it clear? So, by converting this delta network into star network, so you will get a star equivalent network resistance values. Now, let me write the circuit after converting this. First 0.4 ohm. First let me write this 0.4 ohm. Next 0.8 ohm. 0.8 ohm. Next 0.4 ohm. Let me write at this point 0.4 ohm. Say 0.4, 0.8, 0.4. These 2, 1 and 2 ohm resistances are eliminated because we converted this delta into star. Next, this dependent current source here with the direction, what is that? 3I1, input current dependent current source. So this is the simplified version of the given circuit. The current in the input port is I1, the current across the output port is I2, the output voltage V2, the input voltage V1. Is that clear? Yes. Now apply KVL in order to find out the Z parameter. You know the Z parameters equations are V1 is equal to Z11 I1 plus Z12 I2. Similarly, V2 is equal to Z21 I1 plus Z22 I2. Is that clear? Then what is Z11? Z11 is equal to V1 by I1. Z12 is equal to V1 by I2, Z21 is equal to V2 by I1, Z22 is equal to V2 by I2. Is that clear? So, in order to find out Z parameters, apply KVL for loop 1. What is the current flowing in the loop 1? Let me represent it by I1. Okay. And the current flowing in the output port is I2, but the current flowing in the intermediate loop, let me represent it by I2 dash, because the input port current is always I1 and output port current is always I2. We need to represent the intermediate loop currents by some other different variables. Next, now apply KVL for loop 1. Apply KVL for loop 1. Yes, first it meets the polarity minus. So, minus V1 plus 0.4 into I1, 0.4 into I1 plus 0.4, because this 0.4 ohm is connected in between I1, I mean loop first loop and second loop. What is the current in the first loop? I1. The current in the second loop, I2 dash, right? So, I1 minus I2 dash, that is equal to 0. Okay. Now, say while finding the Z parameter, in order to obtain Z parameter, any one of the port must be open circuited, right? So, let us make I2 is a 0, because when the output port is open circuited, I2 becomes 0. When I2 is equal to 0, yes, we can able to obtain the solution for Z11 and Z21, right? See, if I2 is 0, what is this dependent source? This dependent source value depends on input current. That is why what is the value? 3I1. If I2 is 0, the current does not flow through this branch. Whatever the current flowing through this 0.8 ohm resistor, the entire amount of current flows through this, I mean this dependent source value shows that current is nothing but the current through 0.8 ohm resistance, because this terminal behaves like a redundant element because it is an open terminal. That is why I2 is 0. So, the current through 0.8 ohm is nothing but 3I1, because this dependent current source value depends on input current. Okay. Therefore, I2 dash is nothing but current in the second loop, right? Now, the one and only current flowing in the second loop is nothing but 3I1, because there is no contribution of I2 current, because I2 itself 0, because output port is open circuited. Therefore, the current in the second loop, what we call it as the current in this loop, is nothing but 3I1, but we represented this loop current is I2 dash, right? I2 dash is nothing but 3I1. Is that clear? Now, let me substitute 0.4 I1 plus 0.4 I1 minus what is I2 dash? I2 dash, now I2 dash, when I2 is equal to 0, I2 dash is nothing but 3I1. So, I1 minus 3I1, that is equal to, just shift this minus V1 to right side, becomes plus. Is that clear? Now, 0.4 I1 plus I1 minus 3I1, because both are same variables, right? I1 and I1. 1I1 minus 3I1 minus 2I1. So, minus 2 into 0.4, 0.8 minus into plus becomes minus 0.8 I1 is equal to V1. Is that clear? Now, 0.4 I1 minus 0.8 I1 becomes minus 0.4 I1, that is equal to V1. Now, in order to obtain Z11, Z11 is nothing but V1 by I1, right? Therefore, V1 by I1 is equal to minus 0.4. That is nothing but Z11. Is it clear? Say V1 divided by I1 is equal to minus 0.4. That is nothing but Z11, because Z11 is equal to V1 by I1. Now, in order to find out the next parameter, when I2 is 0, yes, we can able to obtain the value for Z11 and Z21, right? Now, in order to obtain Z21, apply KVL for loop 2. Apply KVL for loop 2. So, what is the loop 2 is nothing but this loop. Loop 2 is again that consists 0.4, 0.8, 3 I1, right? But across loop 2, the voltage across the open circuit terminal is V2. That is nothing but voltage across this dependent current source, because these two are parallel. These two are parallel. The voltage across the open circuit terminal is exactly same as voltage across this dependent current source. Anyhow, KVL means what? The algebraic sum of voltage drops in any closed loop is 0, right? So, instead of considering this dependent current source, anyhow we know what is voltage drop across this dependent current source, right? That is V2, right? Just it meets the polarity plus V2, or directly we can write V2. Next 0.8, what is the current flowing through this 0.8? The current 3I1 is flowing through 0.8, then it reaches this dependent current source, right? Because I2 is 0. There is no effect of this I2 because I2 is 0. So, 0.8 into 3I1 plus 0.8 into 3I1. Okay. Next, what is the voltage across this 0.4 ohm? 0.4 into I2 dash minus I1. 0.4. What is the current in that loop? I2 dash minus I1. But anyhow, what is I2 dash? Still, I2 dash is nothing but 3I1 only. We can substitute in the next step. I2 dash is nothing but 3I1, that is equal to 0. Is it clear? Next, first simplify this equation. V2 plus 0.8 into 3, 2.4. I1 plus 0.4. What is I2 dash? I2 dash is nothing but 3I1 minus I1, that is equal to 0. Next, one more step. V2 plus 2.4 I1 plus what is 3I1 minus I1? 2I1. 2 into 0.4, 0.8 I1, that is equal to 0. Therefore, 2.4 plus 0.8, 2.4 plus 0.8, 3.2. V2 plus 3.2 I1, 3.2 I1, that is equal to 0. Next, in order to obtain Z21 is equal to V2 by I1, right? Therefore, V2 is equal to minus 3.2 I1. Therefore, V2 by I1 is equal to minus 3.2, that is equal to Z21. So, at case 1, what is case 1? When output port is open circuited, that is the case 1. When output port is open circuited, I2 becomes 0. So, then apply KVL for loop 1, you will get V1 by I1, that is nothing but Z11. Next, apply KVL for loop 2. So, you will get V2 by I1, that is nothing but Z21. Now, in order to obtain these two parameters, what must be the condition? The input port must be open circuited. So, let me change the same equation. See, I am not going to simplify this circuit. So it depends on the condition which circuit is simple in order to obtain a parameter. See, in order to obtain Z12 and Z22, we can consider the given circuit itself. So in the given circuit, what must be the condition in case 2? I1 must be 0. When I1 is 0, this dependent current source value depends on input current. If I1 0, 3 into I1, right? 3 into 0, 0. This current source value is 0 means what? This current source value is set to 0 means what? Just replace this current source by open circuit. Just replace this current source by open circuit. Is that clear? Now, in order to obtain these two parameters Z12 and Z21, let me mark the current flowing through 1 ohm resistor is I1 dash. The current through this 2 ohm resistor is I2 double dash. You can represent it by any variable. Let me represent it by I1 dash and I2 double dash. Say again, what is the current at this path? 0, because input port is open circuited, therefore I1 is equal to 0. The I1 dash and I2 dash, these two are the branch currents. These two are the currents flowing through only because of the output current I2. Now I2 is the sum amount of current is flowing, I1 is 0. Now I2 is nothing but total current in the circuit. I1 dash and I2 dash are nothing but branch currents. Now I1 dash is equal to, say, I1 dash is equal to, what is I1 dash? The current through 1 ohm resistor. Remember, now we can consider these 1 ohm and 2 ohm resistances are connected in series, because this element behaves like this terminal behaves like a redundant, because that is an open circuit terminal. Current does not flow through that terminal, therefore whatever the current flowing through this 2 ohm resistor, entire amount of current flowing through 1 ohm resistor. So the current through 2 ohm and 1 ohm same current is flowing through this 2 ohm and 1 ohm, therefore we can consider 2 ohm and 1 ohm are connected in series. So if you want to find out the current through 1 ohm resistor by using current divider rule, what is the other resistance, branch resistance? 2 divided by 1 plus 2, because we need to consider these two, both the resistances. So when these two are connected in series, what is the effective resistance? 2 plus 1, 3. So here I can write, so what is the other resistance? Other branch resistance? 2 ohm divided by 2 plus 2 plus first resistance value 1. This 1 ohm resistor divided by 2 plus 2 again plus 2 into total current I2. Is that clear? So if you want to find out the current in this branch, or else you can directly write, no, without any confusion, 2 plus 1, 3, right? So 2 divided by 2 plus 3. 2 divided by 2 plus 3 into total current. Total current is nothing but I2. Is that clear? Therefore, I1 dash is equal to 2 divided by 5 I2. 2 divided by 5 I2. Now tell me, what is V1? V1 is nothing but the voltage across 1 ohm resistor. V1 is nothing but, because V1 is voltage is measuring between these two terminal, but these two terminal, in between these two terminal, what is the value of the resistance? 1 ohm resistance. Therefore, V1 is equal to 1. What is Ohm's law? What is the formula to find out voltage? V is equal to I into R. But what is the current flowing through this 1 ohm resistor? I1 dash into resistance 1. Is that clear? But what is I1? What is I1? V1 is equal to 1 into, what is I1? Sorry, I1 dash 2 divided by 5 I2. 2 divided by 5 I2. Therefore, this equation with two variables, what is that? V1 and I2. See, V1 and I2. So Z12 is equal to V1 by I2. So V1 by I2, that is equal to 2 by 5, that is nothing but Z12. This is how we can find out the third parameter known as Z12 is equal to V1 divided by I2. Is that clear? Similarly, I2 double dash. I2 double dash is nothing but current through this 2 ohm resistor. So again, by using current divider rule, I2 double dash is equal to what is the other side resistance value, that is 1 plus 2. Directly we can write directly 1 plus 2 3, right? Therefore I2 double dash is equal to 3 divided by 3 plus 2 into I2. Because if you want to find out the current in this branch, other side resistance divided by sum of these two resistance into total current I2. Is that clear? So I2 double dash is equal to 3 divided by 5 into I2. But what is V2? What is V2? V2 is nothing but voltage across this 2 ohm resistor. Correct, right? Because there is no resistive element here. Directly the voltage across 2 ohm resistor is exactly same as voltage across these open terminals, output terminals. Therefore V2 is equal to 2 into V is equal to I into R. What is the current flowing through this 2 ohm resistor? I2 double dash into 2. Therefore V2 is equal to, what is the resistance value? 2 into, what is the current flowing through that 2 ohm resistor? I2 double dash. Therefore V2 is equal to 2 into, what is I2 double dash? 3 divided by 5 into I2. Next, what is V2 by I2? V2 divided by I2 is equal to 6. 3 into 2, 6 divided by 5, that is nothing but Z2. This is how we can find out Z parameter for given circuit, but the given circuit consists dependent current source, current dependent current source. Thank you. Okay. Now let us move on to the next problem. Again, the circuit with dependent source. See the question, find Z parameters for the given circuit shown in figure. Say this circuit consists current dependent current source, but this current source depends on input current I1. This current source depends on input current I1. Say whenever a current source connected in parallel with any resistance, that is nothing but practical current source, because the practical voltage source means what? Voltage source connected in series with resistance. Yes, we can convert this practical voltage source into current source. Similarly, what is practical current source? A current source connected parallel across a resistance is known as practical current source. Just convert this practical current source into practical voltage source. Say by Ohm's law, V is equal to I into R. What is I here? I is equal to 0.9 I1. What is R? R is equal to 10 ohm resistance. Therefore, V is equal to 0.9 I1 into 10. So, V is equal to 0.9 into 10, 9 I1. 9 I1. So, let me rearrange this circuit. First, 10 ohm, 1 ohm resistance. Next, say this practical current source is replaced by practical voltage source, right? According to this polarity, dependent source are represented by diamond symbol. According to this direction, what is the polarity? Minus to plus. What is the voltage source value? 9 I1. Then this practical voltage source comes in series with this 10 ohm resistance. Is that clear? Next, 1 ohm resistance here. Let me complete the circuit. the current, what is this resistance value? 1 ohm resistance. The current across the input port I1, the current across the output port I2. The input voltages are V1, the output voltages are V2, plus to minus. Okay. Now it is the simplest form of given circuit. It is just like a T network. The current in the first loop is represented by I1. The current in the second loop is represented by I2. Now the standard Z parameters equations are V1 is equal to Z11 I1 plus Z12 I2. V2 is equal to Z21 I1 plus Z22 I2. These two are the standard Z parameters equation. Let me call it as 1 and equation 2. Let me write Z parameters also. Z11 is equal to V1 by I1 at I2 is equal to 0, and Z21 is equal to V2 by Z21 is equal to V2 by I1 at I2 is equal to 0. Is it clear? Similarly, what is the other two parameter? Z12 is equal to V1 by I2, V1 by I2 at I2 is equal to 0, and Z22 is equal to V2 by I2 at I1 is equal to 0. This is at I1. Z12 is equal to V1 by I2 at I1 is equal to 0. Is that clear? So don't forget to write these two standard equation as well as Z parameters, because in examination according to scheme it carries 2 marks. Is that clear? Now apply KVL for loop 1. Apply KVL for loop 1. Yes, what is the loop 1 here? Minus V1 plus 1 into I1 plus 1 into I1 minus I2. What is that? Minus V1 plus 1 I1 plus 1 into I1 minus I2, that is equal to 0. Very simple loop. First input voltage plus voltage across this resistance 1 into I1. Again this 1 ohm resistor is connected between loop 1 and loop 2, right? But we are applying KVL for loop 1. So 1 into I1 minus I2. First let me simplify this equation. 1 I1 plus 1 I1 plus into minus 1 I2, that is equal to, just shift right side, minus V1 becomes plus V1. Next V1 is equal to, I am trying to write it in the standard equation form. V1 is equal to, yes, 1 plus 1 I1, 2 I1 minus I2. So this is the simplified equation for loop 1, KVL for loop 1, and let me call it as equation 3. Is that clear? Now similarly apply KVL for loop 2. Apply KVL for loop 2. See, first it meets the polarity plus V2, 1 into I2 minus I1. Yes, first it meets the polarity minus, what is this voltage source value, 9 I1 plus 10 into, what is the current is flowing, I2. Okay, so plus V2 1 into I2 minus I1. Again it meets the polarity minus, so that is voltage source, right? 9 I1 plus 10 into, what is the current flowing through 10 ohm resistor, 10 into I2, that is equal to 0. one more simple KVL equation for loop 2. Now simplify this equation. V2 plus I2 minus I1 minus 9I1 plus 10I2, that is equal to 0. So V2 minus I1 minus 9I1 minus 10I1. So I2 plus 10I2 plus 11I2, that is equal to 0. Therefore, V2 is equal to minus 10I1 shift to right side, 10I1 minus 11I2. Okay. So don't forget to replace I2 by minus I2. We already discussed this. Replace I2 by minus I2. So this becomes V1 is equal to 2I1 plus I2. Now call it as equation 3. Yes, similarly replace I2 by minus I2. So V2 is equal to 10I1 plus 11I2 and call it as equation 4. Now see, equation 3 and 4 are just like a standard form of Z parameter equation. So V1, I1, I2, V1, I1, I2, again V2, I1, I2, V2, I1, I2. Therefore, compare equation 3 and 4 with equation 1 and 2. Just compare equation 3 and 4 with 1 and 2. See, it is just like a equation 1, right? So, Z11, that is coefficient of I1. Here, what is the coefficient of I1? 2. Therefore, Z11 is equal to 2. Next, Z12 is equal to 1. Next, Z21 is equal to 10. Z22 is equal to 11. This is how we can obtain Z parameters for given circuit, but the given circuit consists dependent current source. This is how we can obtain a Z parameter. If the question is Y parameter, you can directly use the interrelationship, or else you can directly go with what? Short circuit analysis in order to find out short circuit admittance parameter. Thank you.